Shut it down, Aldred. Hit it, Iggy. Hello, and welcome to, which game are we doing? Dragon Heist, Waterdeep Dragon Heist. I am joined by the usual crew, plus one more extra. So I'm going to say hello to new Ben.
Hello.
And I'm going to say hello to Josh.
Hello.
I'm going to say hello to old Ben.
I'm the real Ben.
The real Ben. It's kind of like the real druid, but for Bens. And hello to Martin.
Hello there.
Okay.
I'm the Alpha Ben.
The Alpha Ben. The Eternal Ben. And we're playing Waterdeep Dragon Heist. Last time, so normal stuff. We don't have any artwork for this. I'm just trying to work through. If you are interested in this, we run this game and another game, a higher level kind of homebrew game, which we play most Fridays. The next session, though, is on Wednesday the 19th, and it's a Before They Were Famous chat about those characters. But this time, last session, what happened is we went at the behest of Volo Godarm to rescue his friend Floon. However, you stumble in to the Kenku warehouse, found Raynar. That was the start of the session. Got a bit of a talking to from the City Watch. Went into the sewers, got your asses handed to you. Raynar came back and rescued you. You went to get your money from Verlo, and he said, yeah. Now, about that money, guys, right, look, bear with. How about you take this deed to Trollskull Manor instead? And you guys are just so fucked off, you're like, just whatever. And then went and slept for 3 days. So you emerge from a 3-day sleep, and you have this deed to Trollskull Manor. Fellow has said, look, when you're ready, come back to the Yawning Portal, and we'll go and find a magistrate to notarise the handover, the exchange of the assets, and whatnot. And it is around about Ulturiac, it's about March. In the calendar of Hoptos, so it's about March in Waterdeep, so the Thorsteins, food stuff's starting to come in, and the city's starting to get a bit more bustling. And you're all gathered around, say, the breakfast table at the Eltorchul Manor, when your good friend from time gone by, Ignatius, arrives. And he's been invited, like, just fuck, I don't really care about any subtle introduction of players into this party. He's been invited because you realise that if you're going to go about this endeavour, you're going to need a bit of muscle. And Ignatius has been a supplier to the Eltorchul Academy, and he also learned some of his trades there in terms of magic weapons, magic items, and so on. And you realise that you kind of need somebody with his bulk to stand between you and the people who don't like you. Which, as far as you can tell, is anybody below the street level, and the reds and the greens, of which the reds are the Xanathar Guild, and the greens are the Zentarim, because you were told that. You also know about the Stone of Gore, and you also know about the fact that there's 500,000 gold pieces that the Open Lord never embezzled, floating around the city somewhere, but you don't know much more than that. Okay, so I put it to you, Ignatius. Do you want to just describe yourself for the purpose of the game?
Yeah, I'm a human. I'm a giant bear of a man. I'm 6'6" tall. I'm almost as broad as I am tall. Heavily muscled from working a forge day and night since my finding on the steps of the Temple of Moradin in Mithril Hall. I was raised by the dwarves and trained in their ways, and I've got a bright red beard, and it's described as looking like the embers of a recently stoked forge. My skin is coal black, and it was these reasons why they took me in. They looked at me and saw fire rather than just a weakling child on the ground.
So did you have your beard back then?
No, I
Oh, okay. So you're bright red hair.
yeah, bright red hair,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
it's shaved
yeah.
now, and my beard is mid-chest length and plaited like in the dwarven fashion.
Okay, so what, a 3-foot beard?
Yeah, it comes down to my mid-chest.
Yeah, so like a dwarf long beard.
Yeah, like, my beard's like the equivalent of a dwarf.
Yeah, okay, cool. Animate beard spell is put like about dwarven kind on it, and off you go. And you guys know Ignatius as a cleric of Moradin, in good standing with Moradin, in fact. And you kind of pulled him over and to help around town and stuff. And you guys go back a few years, and we'll think about how best to work you in. But really, Aldred, you know of Ignatius because of the time that he spent as one of the students in the academy, and then a part-time tutor as well. Though he kind of gave that up to go and do his Moradining, as it's known. Okay.
Preach the word.
Yeah, what? Sorry.
Preach the word.
Yeah, preach the word, or do a leaflet campaign, as certain Dragonborn do. I am doing achievements, by the way, and I did do achievements in the last Circus Art game. You see, what you won't understand is that I'm looking obliquely at you guys, because I've got you on that monitor, but my camera's on that monitor. I might move that around. Anyway, okay, so what do you want to do? You're sat having breakfast. Iggy is there. He's just popped in. Iggy Pop. Oh Jesus, it's a tough audience. I mean, at some points I suspect he's going to be a passenger. Or at least this third of the screen got it, but that third of the screen are far too young, clearly. Okay. So, what are you doing, guys? What is your plan of action as pertains Trollskull Manor in particular?
Oh, yeah, so I'll inform the others about Trollskull Manor and the deed we've been given to a place there. And I actually forgot to mention to them that it was more than likely a mind flayer that was the voice of the figure we didn't hear down in the sewer.
What voice?
Mind how there's a speech bubble you couldn't read?
Were we dead? Were we almost dead by that point?
No. It was talking about brains.
Fenn doesn't remember that. He just blanked it all out after the intellect devourer.
No wonder you called me on board if these are the type of creatures you're dealing with.
Yeah, it's less than ideal.
So you're saying there was a mind flayer in the sewers with us at the time?
More than likely. Based on what it said.
Note to self, let's not go near the sewers.
Note to self, don't shit.
Or just pinch and run.
I would actually rather, if I went down there again, I had to incinerate the robes I took down there.
Yeah, they were at least 3 or 4 gold pieces as well, those robes.
Yeah, good robes.
I'm still wearing the same boots. Stick them up on the table as we're all eating.
Not breakfast didn't smell very appealing.
Yeah.
Fenn is wearing the same boots.
It's his only pair of boots.
No, he's got others.
Given the state of place we're in, I've probably stolen some what's the
Careful what you say here now.
I'm probably stolen some of Aldred's brother's clothes.
Gilbert?
Yeah.
He's already dead to you.
Yeah.
Yes, dear listeners, Gilbert has not only been out of the narrative, but he's also now naked in the Waterdeep harbour, wearing concrete shoes. Concrete was
selling his socks on the black market.
He's a little bit like that guy in the cellar of Zed in Pulp Fiction at this moment in time. Billiard balls have been brought to the Eltorchul Academy.
Jesus.
I don't know how they got in there.
Okay, so what are your plans as pertains to Trollskull Manor?
We'll turn up there today and scout it out, I guess.
Decorating it for Christmas, aren't we?
Are we turning it into a Christmas fest hall?
I mean, that's quite
Oh, wait,
a way
there was
on
like
this
that.
calendar, isn't it?
Yeah. Also, Christmas doesn't exist.
But we fill it with thieves and cut purses and every horrible kind of person. Because that's my jam.
We're making it a brothel, yeah?
Yeah, pretty much. Yes!
That's a good way to turn a profit.
Yeah.
It's in one of the middle class wards, though.
Are we in the middle of class ward?
It is in one of the middle class wards, yes.
I
So
thought
so instead of prostitutes, you'll have courtesans.
Yeah.
It's a massage parlour.
Escort. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Parlour.
If you open it up as an escort place, you'll get a load of caravan masters coming trying to hire them as guards. They'll just be a distraction to the hobgoblins, that's all. So you do need to do the exchange of kind of like the deed. It needs to be notarized, but you can head down there if you wish to kind of go and see what the crack is.
Yeah, see how terrible it is.
Okay.
So, like, on the way down, if I catch Fenn for a moment, I'm like, what do you make of the muscle, man? I got a job, and I need some help. What do you know about infiltration?
Depends where you're trying to infiltrate.
Big
House?
building.
A rich house? With someone you know, and I'll nod at... I'll nod at
Can't say I
Aldred.
know them. They ain't important to me. But it could make a tiny profit for us. And I ain't getting paid enough.
What are you doing?
No one's getting paid enough to eat Turkish delight dips in the cider.
That sounds disgusting.
I'm happy here with sticking with Aldred, but he don't pay enough.
Or at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
We've got a house out of it at least. I'm up for it.
Table.
Who else you got up for this job?
I'm putting a team together.
Are we going to call ourselves the Avengers?
Specialist skills.
Yeah.
I reckon I got 5, if we can somehow twist Aldred's arm into it.
Yeah, I'm in. I might know a few. I know a guy.
Ugh.
Is this your planned downtime activity?
Yeah, I think so.
You remember the 2 people from the Skewered
Yeah, yeah.
Dragon?
Yeah, I remember you mentioned it before, yeah.
Yeah.
Xavier and Jerome.
Yeah.
Serviette and Jerome.
Xavier.
Xavier.
Xavier and Jerome.
Which is Serviette?
Yeah, Xavier and you're on your own.
What about
Yeah.
Crackpot?
You're
We
right.
got to see Crackpot again, right?
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's the first person. I'll approach Ignatius on another day, perhaps. So that'll do for now.
Yeah, okay. Okay. You head across to the trades ward, which is where Trollskull Alley is. And it's quite busy as you're kind of making your way across there. It is in one of the more affluent, kind of like definitely middle class areas. There's a lot of tradespeople around here, you know, within trades ward and all. Not masses of residential properties, and not very many taverns or inns or anything along those lines either. And Fenn, you certainly kind of will know where Trollskull Ward is. I guess also Aldred, you know Corellan's Crown, which is there's a herbalist place there, and you've sometimes used the herbalist for supplies for some of your magical studies in the academy and such like. The lady there that owns the place is pretty good at knocking up some of the potions of animal friendship and healing and things like that at a reasonable price for you. And Aldred, you'll also know that the Bookworm's Treasure is one of the places along there, which is a bookstore. And the owner of the bookstore is called Richal the Page Turner, and he's a member of the Watchful Order of Magists and Protectors. Okay, so you make your way across to the alley. The alley itself is quite narrow, and there's a few entrances. There's a south entrance, a northeast entrance, and a northeast entrance. And Trollskull Manor is easily the largest property in the alley. It kind of rises 4 stories. It's got balconies. It's got a that's going to be an issue. It's got balconies. It's got a turret along one side. It looks in disrepair, but as you kind of look a little bit closer, it's not structural. It's more shabby than it is kind of broken and run down. You have to think a few licks of paint, a little bit of touching up, possibly some roof work. I mean, none of you are builders or what have you, but it's certainly not collapsed in on itself or anything along those lines. The gates that are there are locked up, and there's a huge lock on them at the moment. As you and Trollskull Manor is just by the north entrance, so it's by one of the main entrances. And there's people coming and going. There's some little kiddywinks playing in the street and such like. They're pretending to be the champions of Chult. Oh, I Bagsy Diego, I Bagsy Diego. One's like, I Bagsy Ox, I Bagsy Ox. Oh, I don't want to be Darien again. You always make me be Darien. The sly, malevolent one is Zook. And the slightly provocative one who likes to voyeuristic tendencies is clearly Andraste. And then there's one who just sits quiet at the back and just kills everything, dealing masses of damage, and that's clearly Adran. But they're playing like that, and they're recounting some of the tales that they've clearly heard, some of them that they possibly shouldn't have heard, actually.
Elaborated, exaggerated.
Yeah. The one that's Ox keeps trying to knock over, a couple of buildings, and the one that's Darien keeps kind of saying, "No, you can't do that. No, you can't do that. No, you can't do that." The one that's that's exactly right. Okay, so that's what it looks like. It's a substantial property. It is in need of money being spent on it. It's in a reasonable kind of place. You've seen quite a bit of footfall as you're going through, and now as you kind of have a little bit of a look around the alley, it looks like that there is another inn or pub that's just started called Froon's Brews.
Called what?
Froon's Brews. FREWN''S.
Oh, I thought you said Floon.
No, Froon's Brews. And it looks very new. It can't have been open very long. There's very fresh paintwork on there, all that kind of stuff. And that's just down the alley in a less good spot. It's tucked away a little bit further.
Okay.
There are other businesses around. There's a forge, and Ignatius, you'll know that the forge is operated by a married couple, a fire genasi named Embrick and a water genasi named Avi. They're both members of the most careful order of skillsmiths and metal forgers, and Avi is also a member of the splendid order of armourers, locksmiths and firesmiths.
Should we go check out this tavern?
I was checking out the house first. Oh, we need to go get it nurserized, don't we?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, where you guys went ahead then.
Have you got the deeds?
Yeah. Oh, I'll as soon as we've like finished inspecting the place, I'll turn and look down at the deed and go, you know what? I have no time for this.
Sets fire to it.
I've got enough responsibilities at the Eltorchuls Academy. Ode. And
Boss?
I'll.
Boss?
I can't be spending any time on this building. I would entrust my share to you.
Your share
That
from
the best decision you've ever.
Yeah, I don't trust Fenn. Like, at all.
Hey, I'm pretty skillful. I could get a lick of paint.
Good, because you should.
You're irresponsible. You argued with me on our last adventure.
Oh, you argued with him. Oh, right. Okay, well, that's you cut out of the will then.
I'm irresponsible, but I'm predictable.
Yeah, but you nearly got my brother killed that one time. You know, just put it out there.
Yeah, but I went on a jaunt while you were still fighting one goblin.
Should have tried harder.
Yeah,
Went
but
on another jaunt and then wrote a song about how I saved you all.
Which didn't happen.
Yes,
Yeah,
but
exactly.
the intent was to get to the goblin, and when you got dead, the intent was there. So yeah, I'm entrusting it to Ode, or my share anyway,
Oh.
which gives
So-
it majority control.
Yeah. So Ode has technically 2/3, and Fenn has 1/3.
So now if we make loads of money, Aldred will get nothing.
Mhm.
That's a poor choice.
I want
Okay.
to embezzle just as much as Lord Neverember. That's
Okay. So where you headed to?
we'll head to whatever office we need to get these deeds.
So the arrangement was to head back to the yawning portal, and then Velo will go because he needs to be present for the transfer.
Oh yeah, of course.
We should probably get
Okay.
cleaned up. Are we still? No, because
I mean, this is days later.
Alright.
Yeah, it's a couple of days later.
Alright. So my mind is back.
Yeah, you got your mind back. Yeah. You're no longer. Okay, so you head down to the yawning portal. Velo's there. He's supping the new Chultees drink. This coffee. What fellows? He says. I can't remember accents. Fellows. He says. 'Cause that's how he's now going to talk. How are you doing? Has the comfort deed to be notarized?
Yeah, that's why we're here.
Yeah, good. Well, I've got a meeting set up with the magistrate, Kylene Silverhelm. Let's head on then down. It's in the courthouse at Castle Ward at Heist. Let's head down there. There's always a queue. Maybe we'll be able to get in there earlier. Now, he puts his arm around you guys. Now, I tell you, one thing. Would you mind if I do pop in every now and again? Because I am researching for my next book.
I'd say it'd be a pleasure, sir.
All right, thank you, good man. What was that question? Sorry.
What are you researching?
Oh, for my well, I don't want to spill too much out now, do I? I mean, I'll tell you though, it's Furlough's Guide to Spirits and Spectres, and I'm not talking about the type in in them glass optics over there.
Oh, God, it's haunted, isn't it?
Well, there's rumours.
Well, look here, we have a cleric. Get the first cleansed.
Well, you see, this is the thing. I really wouldn't want you to cleanse it until I had an opportunity to understand the, forces from beyond the veil that are possibly in there pushing back on the world of the living to try and get their sins noticed or repute or whatever it is that motivates them. Because I just want to get an understanding of that so I can put it in my book.
Well, our pockets are a little bit light for our motivation.
Well, how about I put some lead in them, and then they'll be really happy.
Do you know? I actually remember thinking last week if I was going to be part of the tavern, there'd be a list called Aldred's Guide to Cheapskates and just Volo's picture on it.
You're wending your way up through into Castle Ward from the yawning portal. Ode, make a perception check for me, please.
Perception.
Oh, we're rolling virtual dice.
Has Aldred stiffed you with a fake copy?
You okay there?
Done? No? There we go.
There we go.
Whoa!
Press to all.
For the purpose of the video, it was 20, because I'm not recording Fantasy Grounds at the moment.
Right.
I'm just recording you guys, and then when we have any tactical stuff, I'll switch to doing Fantasy Grounds with the little in-picture camera thing. If I've got it set up right, 50-50. Ode. You see Xavier from the Skewered Dragon, kind of in the side of one of the smaller streets, waving you. Ode.
Look around. Company.
He makes some kind of special secret thing.
I'll saunter over.
I can go remember that. What do you say to the rest of the guys? Ode's kind of like just starting to wander off.
Just wanders off.
Keep walking, I'll be along in just a moment.
Fair enough.
Ain't nothing to see here. Be calm now.
Any of you guys going to pay attention to what he does, or just let him go on?
I roll
Weird and
perception.
Suspicious.
Yeah, roll perception.
23. Oh, 17.
Did you roll a 20?
Now I rolled 17 plus.
Yeah, plus 6. So Fenn, you see Ode wandering across to a couple of ruffians. One's kind of tucked a little bit further back, another's kind of visibly waving mom, doing some kind of bullshit symbol. You know from your thieves' cant that he's basically saying your mother is a rubber duck.
I'll keep walking, but I'll walk so I'm like between Aldred and Aldred's view of all this.
Yeah, okay. So you put your arm around Aldred and to distract him. You get Half-Orc tongue, which is some kind of like disease. You're now you got 3 levels of exhaustion for the next 24 hours.
Hey, I thought you can't save first.
No, there's no save. There's no save. Hey, Ode. Hold on a minute, I have accent with these guys. Hey, Ode. This is Savvy. Me and Jerome, we've heard that you were hobnobbing with nobles, and in the Waterdeep People's Front, we don't take with hobnobbing with nobles. You were down at the Skewered Dragon, barman Crackpot, and the Jerome says, "May the gods rest his soul." Aye, yeah. He got a bit too flush, a bit too quick, he did, and he tried to hightail it straight into the harbour, wearing wooden shoes. Somebody was flashing their cash down there. So anyway, we know that you're hobnobbing with some nobles. So do you wanna tell us? Because brother, comrade, because down at the Waterdeep People's Front, we don't think much of nobles. I thought we were People's Front of Waterdeep. Jerome's like, fuck off! Splitters!
I thought we were the Waterdeep people front.
Fuck off! So what's the story? They're trying to intimidate.
Like, grab him by the scruff of that way.
The other one like pulls out a small dagger, comes up.
I don't give him any kind of like notice. Who the hell do you think I am? To be hobnobbing We're nobles.
Well,
A man's got to eat, and a job's a job.
oh, bro. What? So you're on the inside?
Who says I am? Who says I ain't?
Well, we're against the nobles. But
I
if,
know the job that you've asked me to do, and I'm putting a team together for you. And you ain't gonna get nothing done if I'm dead, son.
oh, okay. Well, so when do you think you're gonna have this team ready then? We'll have to get some tabards made. But I'm supposed to be going out with the missus next week. You just shut up.
Give me less than a 10-day, and I'll find you in the skewered lizard, boys.
Yeah. All right. Remember the symbol.
Your mum is a rubber duck.
I'll put him back down. And as I walk off, that's your symbol.
They're feeling slightly more emboldened, so they give you your runs back. Then race, then they run. Okay. You head across to the magistrate. You're made to wait a little bit. The magistrate is a tiefling. She's wearing the black robes and the kind of like white collar of magistrate of Waterdeep. It's a very brief session. The magistrate looks at you, goes, yeah, okay, yeah, the deed is legit. She's there. There's a scribe at the back, taking notes. So there'll be 25 gold estate transfer tax.
What?
Volo looks at you guys.
I'll look at Volo.
It's normal.
Yeah, we all look at Volo.
It's normal for the receiving party to pay that.
Yeah, it's also normal for to be paid for a rescue attempt rather than given a deed.
Well, this is an investment, you see. So 25 gold now, and you'll reap it back many times.
How about we split it 50-50, considering the unsavoury nature of all of this business?
50-50. Everybody reckons that's more equitable, but I think you should do 60-40. You do the 60, I do the 40.
50-50, or we demand the payment promised.
Well, you see, promised is such an interesting word in these kinds of transactions. The magistrate kind of looks at him. Volo Thampgadam. And he goes, oh, yeah, that's me. Have you read my books? He goes, yes, I have, and I don't take kindly to some of the implications that are made about the magistracy and Volo's Guide to Waterdeep either. So I'll pay that 12.5 gold. Gets out a pouch, kind of opens it up. Now, Volo's Guide to Monsters was a great thing. She looks at him and says, not when you imply that tieflings were monsters. Yeah, anyway, I'll see you. He kind of like legs out. So however you want to divide the 12.5 gold, just make sure it's off those character sheets.
I'll just knock it off the party funds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got 16
Oh,
gold.
I don't think I can edit it. Ooh.
You can drag and drop it, I think, into your. Maybe not. I don't know.
No, well, that's not what I meant to do. We'll sort it out when we at a later date. But the
I'll make a note.
funds to cover the whole thing.
Yep. Okay.
Ooh, Paul, how much for a new set of strings on a lute?
New set of strings on a lute.
How much silver? I presume we silver.
Half the price of a lute.
Yeah, a large part of it will depend what kind of quality you're after.
One's upward snap.
Have you got the existing strings?
He's got one.
One.
I mean, so have you got the parts of the strings that were broken?
I'm going to say no.
I can just mend them.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
So let's say that it would be a couple of silver.
Couple of silver, okay.
Yeah, for the quality that you're gonna go to.
Yeah. Okay, cool. I'm all strung up.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. Ode heads off to music makers and gets some strings and such like. Okay, you've got a couple.
Time. I'm bitching about 3 strings.
Okay.
Did we receive a key?
You didn't, but you've got instructions as part of the deed as to who to inform to kind of get the place opened up.
Right. Oh, while you're bitching about 3 strings, I say to the Ode, well, let that be a lesson to you. Never play a man at his own game.
What the hell do you think I do for a living?
Yeah, but you don't play it on 3 strings. He's had more experience, clearly.
Bit insulting.
Ode,
Play him in your guild of speciality next time.
dying.
Well, but he couldn't play 5 strings.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, so you've got a couple of weeks worth of downtime that's kind of available to you. One of those weeks will need to be spent, Aldred, on maintaining the family business. And also you need to decide what cost of living you want to have for the next month.
Oh, bugger, yeah. Forgot about that.
Oh, can I invite...
Ode and Fenn are used to the very least.
Can I invite Ignatius to stay at the...
Oh,
yeah, the Eltorchul place, considering he's
Guest.
a friend of the family, and yeah, Ode and Fenn, you can like rock up in that mansion.
Are you checking them out?
We're living in the squat.
Well,
Yeah,
they can.
We'll squat the night.
In Troll, whatever its manor.
Yeah.
No,
What
you can
is
stay.
it
You
called?
can stay with me till you get it up and running.
Manor.
You can stay.
Like, we wake up the next morning, we're stiff as boards, and we're like, we need a massage. Wait a second.
Well, it's haunted, isn't it? So we'll be like,
We can turn it into a massage parlour.
Yeah,
So
is it
what
wise?
dreams are you having?
Yeah.
Okay, so page 157 of the player's handbook is where you need to head to for lifestyle expenses.
No, no.
Oh, yeah. 157.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Wretched.
Richard. Can he not? Can he not like couch surf in the manor?
I ain't afraid of no ghosts.
I mean, to be fair,
Take an inspiration.
Last word.
Wretched probably just does cover the basic food, doesn't it? That's probably all it does, right?
So wretched, you live in inhumane conditions. No place to call home, you shelter wherever you can, sneaking into barns, huddling in old crates and relying on the good graces of people better off than you.
I could live.
So it's me!
We'll just
I
sleep
could live-
at Aldred's place.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can couch surf at mine, but
Well, they have rooms at yours. That's where they've been staying for like the last pre-campaign time.
well, wherever Gilbert's been putting them then, but I don't want them to me.
So these prices are per day. Okay.
Aldred's place,
Especially
still.
Fenn.
So these prices are per day. So if you wanted a wretched, squalid, poor, so let's just start then with you, Aldred. What lifestyle would you like to lead?
My one that I get for free with my background.
So I think that's comfortable. Okay. Fenn, what would you like to lead?
I'm fairly used to living on the streets. I'll live a poor lifestyle.
Okay, so that's 60 silver pieces.
It's fine.
Ode.
The one that involves me breaking into Gilbert's room.
That's poor then, so that's 60
Yeah.
silver pieces.
That's
What?
fine.
How many? Did we work out 10?
I get a good
one
bet.
gold?
So 10 silver for 1 gold, yeah.
Right, so 6 gold.
And Ignatius.
I do believe as long as I'm working, I get my modest for free.
Okay.
Because
Nice.
I'm a guild artisan as a background.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so that means then that your 2 weeks your downtime actions will need to be working at the forge.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So let's just say that you're kind of like a locum.
Can I hire him?
Are you paying him?
The same rate he'd be getting otherwise.
So what is it,
then,
modest?
Then I have to pay actually.
Yeah, modest.
Let's
Modest, 30 gold.
let's leave it for now.
Okay.
I'll work for a roof and board.
So then you would need to fund your lifestyle.
Yeah, you need to fund your food would be the only thing. Just
No, like it says, if I'm working, I don't have to pay anything.
Then Aldred would need to pay.
Oh yeah, he'll have to pay.
Yeah. Do you not have the muns? What am I looking for here?
Can I float through Gilbert's stuff while I'm here?
Oh, Gilbert's still there.
Oh, he's actually in the room.
Yeah. Gilbert's still around and about.
I imagine he's a little traumatized from being nearly killed by a troll, but
It's spending his days kind of like masturbating and getting ready to masturbate.
Right.
Did we say 2 weeks?
Yeah.
2 weeks, yeah, couple of weeks.
I'll put a week in working at the guild and I'll pay for a week for myself. So.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Modest.
Yeah. Okay.
How much is that? 7 gold.
10. There were 10 days in a
That's fine.
Faerunian week. Okay, so what downtime actions do we want to take, guys?
Well, part of that will involve selling Gilbert's socks. I think the other one will be looking for people for this job.
Okay. So let's start with Aldred. Aldred, the steward of the academy says, "My lord, some great news. Though I am a bit wary, I have to say." And he hands you across a pouch, and on the pouch there's a playing card-sized, very stylized wolf's head. There are 40 gold pieces in the pouch, my lord, offered as a donation. We do not know from whom, except for this calling card, this wolf's head on there.
Donolo.
It's. We assume it's intended for the academy to cover the cost of the academy.
Can I make any sort of roll to identify this wolf's head? Is it a family sigil or like?
Make a
If it's to do with nobles, would it be history? Because
Yeah, make
that's
a
when
history
you get as a
roll.
noble.
Make a history
Right.
roll.
Ah, it escapes me.
That was a fright.
Aldred got an 8. So no, not really. Though it does look a little bit familiar. It's kind of like tugging at the back of your mind, but you can't bring it to the front of your mind.
Then I'll accept, but I'm gonna detect magic on it later when no one's looking.
There's only you and the steward in this room at the moment.
And the steward is another person.
Okay. Yeah, but he's been in the family for a while.
Don't trust your own steward.
Oh no.
Would Aldred have a valet?
Yeah, I'll just have a valet. Victor.
Victor the valet.
Sammy Stewart, Victor Valet, Billy Butler. Ode, he says.
As I exit Gilbert's room,
He shrugs.
I shrug back.
Whatever tickles Gilbert's arsehole.
Oh! Do you not realise what that was implying there, Ode?
Go fuck yourself.
He does. He's quite happy with that. See how the action he gets. Sometimes he uses his offhand.
There's modifier though.
Okay. So what? So you wanted to sell socks?
I'm selling noble socks. Which
Noble socks.
Pretty penny. Yeah.
Okay.
He's stealing his socks and selling.
That's what he seems to be doing, yeah.
Clever.
Roll a d6.
A D6?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I don't know. I'll have to rag it on.
You make 4 silver pieces from the sale of noble socks.
I
Other than
mean,
a poke in the eye.
yeah, considering you almost did nothing for that, it's not bad.
I'll give you a silver because I can do with some socks after that sewer.
You make 5 silver pieces from selling some of Gilbert's socks. They are mismatched, and then some of them are a little bit. I don't know if it's sticky or crusty. One of those adjectives.
I don't buy one of them.
I'll make sure I get them.
You get a gold for some of the crusty ones.
I'll put it on my sheet.
Okay, and then you wanted to recruit some more, putting a team together. So what exactly are you intending to kind of like do there?
Well, got myself. I've got a rogue.
Mhm. You've got Jerome and
Yeah. Well, I'm not really convinced how useful they are.
They've got a special sign and they've got a people's front.
But have they got a special set of skills?
They've got some skills, insufficient to pay the bills, but what more do you need?
Probably a couple of rogue thieves.
Right, okay, so let me have a little look here. So that would be carousing, I think, is how you're going to kind of go and get those. So lower class, middle class, or upper class. I think that you can't get any higher than
Lower.
middle. Yeah, okay, so lower,
Okay, middle.
and it costs a ridiculous amount, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does cost an
It's a
arm and a
lot.
bloody leg.
10 gold pieces to cover expenses.
Ooh.
Yeah, it costs a lot, man.
For the two of them.
Well, you possibly make a couple of allied contacts depending upon how well you do.
How much is a silver piece equal to?
Silver piece is equal to 1/10 of a gold, or 10 silver to a gold.
Okay, so 2 tens, 20 silver would equal 10 gold.
20 silver would equal 2 gold.
Yeah, sorry, I was adding the other 7. It's a big fucking gamble, but I'm gonna fucking go for it.
Booyaka! Okay, so give me a persuasion check.
Oh, good glory, mate.
Use your inspiration.
Yeah, I will use my inspiration. I think that's a wise idea.
One could say inspired.
Yeah. Persuasion.
There was this one place I was reading about.
Oh, nice. You make 2 allied contacts.
Yes.
Okay, so I'll leave it with you to kind of consider what particular skills that they may possess. What I'll do is I'll say that they can have kind of like a +4 proficiency bonus in a skill. So if you want them to be acrobats, so they can clamber around, if you want them to be like kind of the muscle, then I'll give them +4 in attack or what have you. And you can pick a skill for each ally. If you let me know kind of what you're going to go for, they're all lower class. They'll be possibly from the docks ward, possibly from the field ward, and they're in it for money, or they're in it for one in the face of the noble class.
Probably maybe 1 in stealth and 1 in sleight of hand, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, okay, well, do you want to think about it?
Well, I'll think about it. I'll let you know in about 10 minutes.
Okay, cool, I'll set a timer. 2 allies. But there are possibly complications.
Oh.
Oh, downtime.
Well, I wanted 2 because I was a bit worried Xavier.
There's a 10% chance of triggering a complication, so do you want to roll me a D100, please?
I would love to. How do I roll the D100?
any number that is single digit is going to trigger this. Well, single digit and
Shall I
one
just roll a
ten.
d10? And then
Um,
another d10?
You can what was it, left click on the D10 to get a percentile. Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, sorry, right click to get a percentile.
Yeah.
Oh.
You seen the option wheel there?
No, it just says lock in position.
And then if you click on the D10 itself.
Yeah, click on the right click on the D10
Whoa!
and click on the percentile symbol.
so we're on episode 6 of Using Fantasy Grounds. Our learning curve is fantastic, I have to say.
Oh, here we go, percent. D100. Let's drop it in.
Okay, so you do not suffer from a complication. Okay, cool. Coming back to Aldred then, what downtime do you want to do? You've got 2 clear weeks because you've already sorted your downtime, your business out with the 40 gold that was gifted.
I want to spend more time furthering it if I can, so
Yeah,
I
okay.
basically want to spend the entire... I think I'll spend the entire time bar like a couple days, like either 1 or 2 days to rest, and I want to spend 1 day using Detect Magic on Agaron's Tower to just see what the spell words are like and study them. And I want to apply this is just going to be a letter written to whoever would be the person to write it to. I was reading about... There used to be a place called the Court of the White Bull, and long story short, you can actually read it on page 178. There was like a massive magical fight between 2 powerful wizards, and Azuth actually had to come down and fix the tear in the weave that resulted.
hmm
I want to get a pass to try and study that and potentially use it for a base of a new spell.
Okay. So you would write to the Guild of the Watchful Order of Magists.
I'll
Would
do
be your
that.
first port of call.
And I will also study Agaron's various wards that are around his tower.
Yeah, okay. So do you want to do the running of business downtime actions first?
Yes. So I want to requisition my mother's help for this.
Yeah, okay.
Whatever bonus that'll get me. And,
Yeah, you head back and say, Mummy, I need some help. I think I might put my pants on backwards. Though if you were Kenny, you'd be like, whatever.
Arguably nicer than the no-no.
Kenny's view of stairs, they're a waste of time.
What does he do with them?
No, because they're like between him and the toilet, so it's a waste of time. It means he has a transit upwards and downwards, when if it was a bungalow like Grandma Ann's, he could just get straight there. School is also a waste of time because it gets between his tablet time in the morning and his tablet time in the evening.
Oh, well, I would definitely agree with that.
Okay. So this is a D20 plus, plus 18.
I thought it was a percentile.
Percentile dice. Yeah, percentile dice, and you get plus 18 to it.
Oh, okay. Oh, and do I get extra bonuses for spending like basically the rest of my downtime on it?
So you get plus 18 because you spend 18 days on it.
And what does my mother add to it? Nothing.
Nothing.
Moral support.
Yeah.
Castle.
I'll say she adds plus 9, so you get plus 27. So plus 27, 37, 44. It covers its own cost for each of the days. So you're 40 gold up because you didn't have to dip into any of that.
Right.
Is that yeah, it's a D100. Yeah. Okay, cool. So you kind of go and study Agaron's tower, and you learn that pretty much every school of magic is there, but it's quite a complex interweave of magics around it. You start to pull away. Abjuration is like a base layer
Yeah.
that kind of everything else is built upon, and that's pretty much what you learn from that exercise in the day that you spend on it.
Okay. and I don't think I'm going to copy the spell into my spellbook yet, but see if I copied Unseen Servant.
Mm-hmm.
Would you give me bonuses to, like, running the business with Unseen Servant taking care of mundane tasks around me?
Not really, no, because you've got servants doing that.
Ah, yeah, that's very true. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Fenn.
Yes.
You
Fenn.
did that on purpose, then. So my first week, I want to spend doing a bit of research about Trollskull Manor.
Okay.
Because Fenn growing up homeless, but partially living in a library, is quite... doesn't look it.
Hold on a minute, what, are you growing up homeless living in a library?
It's in my background, if you read it.
I read it, but I can't remember you living in a library, scuttling around.
Yeah, he did say that.
Did you just
by the way,
put your hand on the book and just learn from osmosis?
This is why he's an inquisitive. He's actually quite
Okay.
intelligent for a half-orc. And because he's read all Vorla's books and he don't think much to them. He's going to beat Vorla to it and publish a book about his house before Vorla.
Oh, okay, I like it.
And
So-
because Aldred didn't trust Fenn with his house, so he's determined now. So he wants to spend a week researching about the house.
So that costs 50 gold.
What?
50 gold.
50 gold? Oh, I don't have 50 gold. Research costs 50 gold.
It's a gold piece a day, isn't it? Research.
1 week work and at least 50 gold spent on materials, bribes, gifts and other expenses.
No, I've lost the page.
This is in Xanathar's, yeah?
Yeah, by research do you mean look at books or wander around trying to make a spooky ghost pop out?
Well, it's reading books and asking people in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what research is, yeah.
Ah, crap. Oh, I can't do that then. But all that gather information.
What makes spooky ghosts pop out?
Make a spooky ghost pop out.
Maybe you went pit fight in week 1.
We've established I can't do that again.
Well, I haven't actually issued any tweaked rules, so I'm casual with you if you want to do it again.
No, he needs a break after having his brain turned to mush.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, there was nothing suspicious about that gold, was there, after I detected magic?
No, it's gold.
What was the is it carousing?
Carousing.
Could that get information about the house?
Well, I'm just thinking about this. So what you could do... Okay, so let's just make some sense here. So what you could do is you could kind of... let's say you spend 20 gold...
You
excuse
couldn't
me.
contact a cleric friend to do some detect good and evil in the place, could you?
I only have 14 gold left.
You've got 14 gold, so you could spend all that 14 gold and you could spend quite a lot of time around the alley chatting to the people, getting to know them a little bit and such like.
Well, it's funny you said that because I was going to say the other week I was going to go see if I could work for a week behind the bar in Froon's Brews.
Yeah, okay.
Just to like get to know the area and get to know the people.
Yeah. Okay, so let's spend the 14 gold and make an intelligence check.
Would that be not insight?
No, intelligence.
No, just flat intelligence check, so go to your main page
Okay.
and grab the dice beside intelligence.
No.
Okay, so you learn one piece of lore.
Okay.
So you learn that there is a rumor that the tavern is haunted. That was the reason why Verlo originally bought it. And the strong rumor from the people around the street is it's probably the former barkeep from quite a few years ago, called Lif, L-I-F, who is so dedicated to the place they just don't think he'd be able to abandon it even in death.
Useful information.
Okay, and you're going to work at Froon's Brews.
Yep.
So let's have a little look-see here. So it is a new place. And you kind of get paid 4 silver for working there. 5 silver, sorry, let's say it's half a silver a day.
Same I got for selling socks.
The guy that runs it is called Emek Froon. And the main thing you learn is that he really is hacked off about the fact he couldn't buy Trollskull Manor. He was outbid by Volo on it, and he had to settle for a smaller, less impressive building that's not on the prime position that the manor is. And this is something that really irritates him. Kind of, he feels he had a right to that. You're not quite sure exactly why, because every time you kind of try to strike up a conversation about it or what have you, he gets really quite irritated about it. And it looks like he's sunk quite a lot of money into Froon's brews.
Just sell him it.
Yeah, sell it.
Sell him it, yeah.
Why don't you could employ him even if that's the route you wanted to go, right?
We could be managers. No, he could be a manager. We'd be the owners.
Are you guys gonna be?
Franchise it.
Yeah, and are you gonna make that like your crime hub as well?
Yes.
I'll tell Odell this whenever I get a chance to bump into him.
Yeah, okay. Well, pretty much when you're doing the sock exchange, you can chat about it then.
Oh, that's such a great pun.
Or we could just call it the sex change. Ignatius, what do you want to do? You got a couple of weeks worth of downtime. You said you were spending 1 week working to get your costs covered, and then the second week, sorry.
I have to go sort of show my face at the guild.
Yep.
Because that's technically why I should be in town.
Yep.
So I'll go see them, make sure that they know I'm present and in town and working.
Yeah, you note it down, and you're kind of like operating in an almost like floating capacity. If there's any guild members that need an extra pair of hands or what have you for a large order, then they kind of roster you for those guys. So you kind of bob around the city on your work days quite a bit.
Yep. Just getting to know the place as well.
Yep.
I'm obviously fairly new to Waterdeep. In that respect,
massive city compared to what you're used to. Yeah, huge, much more cosmopolitan, much more varied as well.
Is there a Temple of Moradin?
There's not so much a temple, but there's a number of shrines of Moradin. There's like a little dwarf quarter in the southern ward, where quite a number of the dwarves gather, and there's a couple of converted buildings there that have got substantial shrines in that almost act as temples, though they're not grand in the way in which you would have normally expected them to be. They're dug a little bit down into the cellars, and they've connected them to create an underground space.
Surely you believe that the best way to worship Moradin, though, would surely be through forging.
It is. That's why you worship at the forge. The people have shrines to him as well.
And he did just spend a week doing that, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you head down there. You head down there. All the dwarves are a little bit, what's going on? What's a human doing here? But you kind of pass the basic tests of can you spell Moradin's name? The faithful catechism and the intonations of the religious symbolism and the religious kind of phrases backwards and forwards.
And the beard impresses dwarves as well.
And the beard does impress dwarves. Yeah, it impresses a lot of the ladies because they just can't grow beards quite as long and as thick as that. And the braiding is clearly in the dwarven style.
It's very well conditioned.
Yeah.
While I'm there, then sort of like loitering around the dwarf section, I'd like to.
Loitering around the dwarf section. It sounds like a really bad porn parlour.
I'm just canvassing for people to ruffle lately. I'd like to kind of basically just do good work, so mend things, repair things for free while I'm there.
Oh, it's really well appreciated. Yeah, it's really well appreciated. Okay, you start to build up a little bit of reputation for being a polite, kind of dutiful dwarf. That kind of offsets the fact that you're human, which people are a little bit cagey about. Not so much. A lot of the Waterdavian dwarves that have been there a while kind of really don't mind so much, but some of the more traditional dwarves that perhaps have only been there for 50 or 60 years are less minded to kind of give you the time of day. So it takes a little. You just have to plough on through that.
Yeah.
And by the end of the week, kind of people, you have a reasonable reputation amongst the dwarves there.
Oh, can I ask, what are you proficient in, by the way?
I am proficient in
Things.
stuff and things. Insight, investigation, medicine, perception.
No, I mean skills.
Skills wise, I have smithing, so any basic kind of metalwork and leatherwork.
Oh, okay.
Because I spent a lot of time making armour.
Ben's Iron is like some kind of professional, isn't he?
Get on.
Yeah. Okay. All
I'm
dwarves.
no good at nicking shit, so I can't come on your height.
All dwarves tend to. Okay. So that happens. That happens. Okay. So kind of as the second week starts to wind down. Boom, 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 boom. Hold on a minute. What am I looking for? I am looking for. Here we are. Aldred, you get a message.
Oh.
A sending spell. I am Vajra Safhir, the Blackstaff. Come to Blackstaff Tower in the castle ward at once. Bring the companions that you took to the sewer.
What?
I know, that's pretty major.
Anybody who sat with Aldred at the time, he needs one of Gilbert's socks to clean up.
I guess I will do just that. Although I'll be on guard, because it seems very strange.
Blackstaff Tower?
Yeah, Blackstaff Tower.
What a bitch.
Yeah, they want to see.
Formal occasion.
They want to see us.
How's that?
That is indeed her.
Is this considered a formal occasion? Shall I dress for it?
Should you oil your beard?
Yeah.
I don't. The Blackstaffs aren't. Are they like really finicky about that stuff? They're more laid back, aren't they?
You haven't got a clue.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, when was the last time you spent time with Vajra Blackstaff? You know she's the youngest person ever to hold the position of Blackstaff, but whether she is bothered about how formally people dress or not, you don't really know.
I feel it'd be discourteous not to, so I'll go in full regalia.
Okay.
This has got to be a close relation of Kelvin, right?
She was handpicked by Kelvin, and Kelvin's spirit resides in her staff, but you guys don't know that.
Ooh.
Yeah.
It
So
looks
I'll go my Eltorchul family garb.
Oh, that's cool.
I'm in my noble socks. What more could you want?
Just, you know,
And I'll clean up what I have. I don't have many well-to-do clothes.
Well, I'll tell you, I've stolen Gilbert's clothes.
I don't think Gilbert's clothes would fit you, Ode.
Probably cheaper to get them. The socks will fit.
Okay, you go in his socks. Anything else?
No, just his socks. He's literally only wearing the socks.
I like it. I like it. I'm not going to ask where his sock is placed.
But you do want to know.
Yeah. Okay. So are you going down to Blackstaff Tower?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I am gonna be looking for some ambush. Like, this seems way too fortunate and good to be true.
I just assume we're in trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm wondering what you got up to. Like, you told me what happened in the sewers, but I'm like, I didn't realise it drew this amount of attention.
No, that's another reason why it's very suspicious.
This is attention I does not want. You don't want to be known to the Blackstaffs.
Why not?
He's about to open the crime syndicate brothel.
He wants to keep that on the QT, doesn't he? Okay.
They might be good customers.
You head down to Castle Ward, where Blackstaff Tower resides, and Just going to make your way there, bustling around. It's just late afternoon. When you get there, you're stopped by some of the city watch. You explain who you are. They say, "Oh yes, of course," and they kind of show you into a fairly mundane room. You're kind of seated there. Some refreshments are served. Some of the fine fruit juice, some of the most fine fruit juice that any of you guys have ever tasted. It's a very subtle taste. It's got quite a lot of strength as it kind of comes through the palate. It's very refreshing. Oh, that'll make me dizzy there, Josh. It's very refreshing. You feel kind of revitalised slightly, and Aldred's not quite lost a tingling throughout all his body. And then she arrives, as you see there in the Fantasy Grounds picture. She is in her mid-30s, you would estimate, and she walks with purpose, and she kind of carries herself fairly well. She's the High Wizard of Waterdeep, and she's charged with using all magic resources at her disposal to defend the city against any threats. Lord Eltorchul, she says, no, please be seated. And she kind of pulls a chair, just spins it around in the warrior style. I run Blackstaff Academy, a school for mages out of Blackstaff Tower. I don't intend to compete with your academy, of course. And I've been brought to my attention by a couple of sources. Lord Neverember, Lord Raynar Neverember, and one of my Force Grey leaders, Meloon Wardragon, that you and your companions are individuals of some capability.
Really look.
We merely dabble in such affairs.
Well, your efforts so far have been to the betterment of the city. I understand that you defeated some of the Red Gang who were engaged in some of the fighting with the Green Gang. I'll talk frankly, we believe the Reds to be a front of an organisation called the Xanathar's Guild, and the Greens to be, well, at least supported by the Zentarim, if not members themselves. And I want to give you an opportunity to further the support that you are providing to the city. This is an opportunity to join the Grey Hands. They're a component of Force Grey that you may have heard of, and they're a private security force under my command. Now, if you're interested in this, then I can help support you. And you don't all have to be interested in being members, but it would be helpful, certainly, if you were able to be members and to demonstrate your loyalty to Waterdeep. Now, to assess your capabilities, there is a task that I have in mind if you're interested and willing to do this. She kind of looks at you guys.
I was taking an instant dislike to her.
Okay, she takes an instant dislike to you, and she's able to cast 9th level spells, so she wins.
Yeah. What was I going to say? Yeah, so Force Grey is like the private security force of Waterdeep, essentially, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're very respectable, aren't they?
So Aldred's trying not to look so excited.
Yeah, Fenn's actually quite chuffed as well.
Yeah.
Ignatius is all about the community, so he'd be up for it.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you
Spirited thing to do.
have you heard of the Blue Alley? All those from Waterdeep have heard of the Blue Alley. It's kind of like it lives in one of the wards, can't quite remember which, and it's kind of famed for being tricksy, I guess. trap filled. It's a bit of a rite of passage for young adventurers seeking to establish a reputation. And the rumours are that there's a reclusive mage who kind of keeps it as his little toy, and it's a set of streets surrounded by houses and surrounded by wall of force, and you kind of need to kind of enter into there, and some people don't ever come back out. It's a little bit of a undermountain in the city, but so if you do get out, then typically you come out richer and possibly with some magical treasures.
Well, I'm up for it.
I can see that at least some of you are aware of that location. Well, there's an item in there that would be of great usefulness to Waterdeep were it recovered.
And what if someone else recovered it?
Then I would be forced to locate where it had been taken and parlay with those individuals for it to be recovered for the city. Now, it's a small sculpture called the Celestine Unicorn. If you can recover this, then I will pay you 250 gold pieces. And I will pay you 250 gold pieces, not like certain disreputable authors that you may or may not have had entanglements with in the recent past.
Yeah, they say never meet your heroes, and that was most certainly true for Volo.
And you will have demonstrated your ability to me, and that would affirm any interest in joining the Grey Hands that you had. Now, the entrance to the Blue Alley... Sorry?
So at the sound of that, Ode spits on the floor of the nearest trash can as a distinct ping!
The spittoons.
I've been members of groups. One in particular wanted to do good for the world. I saw jail time in a cell for it. I got no interest in some grey hand.
Oh, mind your tongue. This is one of the most powerful archmages of the age.
Don't ruin this for me, Ode.
Do you have interest in 250 gold?
Yeah.
Now the interesting thing is, where does his pride belong? Where is his pride right now?
I mean, I think it's in the Yawning Tavern, waiting to be reclaimed from Three Strings.
Yeah.
And think of the song you could write of our trip to the Blue Alley.
I will do this for you, but not for you. I'm in it for the money.
And this is one of the reasons why mercenaries such as yourself need to be motivated through gold, and this is one of the reasons why it's advantageous for the city to motivate through gold. We're not so naive to believe that everybody will feel that serving their community is a thing to be proud of. We have been home to a great many adventurers in our past. Let us face it, the Open Lord herself has had years of adventuring behind her. So the Blue Alley entrance...
You ever had with the Harpers, missy?
We're not here to discuss my experience. We're here to commission you to undertake this task for the benefit of the city. So, Blue Alley is off Ivory Street in the Seaward. It's easy to locate as the cobblestones in the alley are made from glittering blue stone. So, the sooner that you recover the unicorn, the sooner I can process your memberships in the Grey Hand, the sooner that you'll obtain the 250 gold pieces.
Can you describe what the unicorn looks like to us?
Yes, it is a horse with a spike in its head.
Size, colour, consistency.
Yeah.
Why
It's a
does it look
3
like,
foot tall statue of a rearing unicorn.
3 foot tall, it's pretty big.
3 foot tall.
Why is it there to begin with?
That is quite big.
Well, that is a very interesting question, and we don't know exactly who placed it there, but we were told that it was there.
Bring it
Hence-
back to you.
Yes, return it back to Blackstaff Tower.
You didn't need a cart. The 3 foot tall unicorn statue.
Yes. Well, yeah, I'm sure that that's not beyond the wit of your capabilities.
Waterdeep like the Chuckle Brothers.
Do you?
What's the bloody unicorn?
Too soon.
You almost stabbed me on that.
Josh is in tears here. Josh is in tears. He's like, my childhood, you bastards.
To me.
Someone wrote on a blackboard at work, it just said to me. Then that was it. The rest was just blank. I was like, that's fine.
Okay. Okay, what are you doing now, guys?
Let's hop to it.
Yeah, let's get right to it. Is it dark right now, yeah?
No, it's kind of like early afternoon.
Should we go there straight away then? I'm keen to go there straight away, and I'm bringing my lamp.
I've got light, it's fine.
Yeah, you've got light, so.
I can see in the dark. Are you still carrying my oil lamp? Or is that a new one? Oh, okay.
I'll have now, do I apply my +1 to my warhammer or my armour?
If there's traps, I'd assume.
Probably are, yeah.
Right, okay, well,
But traps don't take account of arm.
Sometimes they do, don't they?
I don't know. Well, yeah.
I mean, some of the Tomb of Horrors did.
I'll put it on my armour, just merely because I'm bringing locate with me.
Yeah.
And so I won't be able to run Shield of Faith as well.
That's good.
Spirit of the Forge. Blessing of the Forge. I lay my hands on my breastplate with my chainmail and concentrate, and it begins to have a slight glow. Just a shimmer.
Ode looks at you and thinks, he could be useful. I got plans for him.
Okay, cool.
Ode, if you ruin this grey hands thing for me, by Moradin's beard, I'm going to snap your loot in half.
There's so much tension between this party, way more than the champions.
Yeah.
Oh no, I know. There's no. Oh, well done for standing on that snake.
Also, I've got no idea how to actually apply that +1 in the system though.
Oh yes, that might be an issue.
So what? It's a +1 to your AC.
Yeah.
Can you manually edit your AC and just edit it backwards later?
I think you can.
Oh yeah, I can put a +1 misc on it.
Yeah, go for that.
There you go. Yeah.
It hasn't done anything. that didn't work. Oh, here we go. Armour misc 1. Yeah, there we go.
Cool.
Yeah, okay, cool. Good stuff. Okay, so if you look at Fantasy Grounds now, you should be looking at a map.
Should be what, sorry?
You should see a map.
No.
Not yet.
No, I've just got Varja.
So share that.
There we go.
Oh, something's popping up.
Yep.
No, I'm not got anything yet. Hoo-hoo.
Okay, so the cobblestones are in fact blue. It's different to the rest of the kind of street. There's a tin sign on the western wall that has the words Blue Alley pointed on it. And you kind of like, do you want to give me a marching order, guys, and try to keep within the, in fact, if I can I snap this to the grid? Snap to grid. Snap to grid is on. Okay, cool. Yep. So give me a marching order, please. I'm just taking my jumper off.
So Ignis, where do you want to place yourself?
I don't mind going up front.
And the thing that you can see in the centre of the corridor is a podium of gleaming soda light. It stands a few feet inside the blue alley. Atop that podium you see a heavy book bound in blue leather and a quill.
Yeah, all I've got is a blue line at the bottom of the map.
Can you not see further up?
No, just grey.
So there should be like a T junction.
Yeah, I've got the T junction.
To zoom right in.
Owen to be skulking at the back because he's annoyed and probably a little bit pissed off.
Got monies though.
Not yet, he doesn't. He does have a 60 years of his life behind bars and in slavery. That's what he has.
How do you scroll within the map?
So you move the map using, if you click like your mouse wheel in and drag, then it'll move the map.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah. You can zoom in and out by using the mouse wheel. And if you just drag with the mouse, then I think it just moves the map.
It's all just, the whole thing's grey for me now.
Have you got anything else running in the background? Because for some reason our computers don't like multiple images on Fantasy Grounds so much.
Right, I'll close everything else I've got running.
Yeah, and maybe close that other image as well. Of the Blackstaff.
Right, no, it's still just grey at the minute, but it's fine. Just describe it. We'll work it out.
Yeah, okay, so there is as I say, there is a gleaming pillar, a podium. So it rises to about the waist height for you, Ignatius, and on top of that there is a heavy book bound in blue leather with a quill beside it. You can see about 10 feet past that there's like a shimmering silver blocking off the alleyways. It's translucent, so you can see behind it, and if you look down the corridor you can see that there's a large mural of some description, but it's like looking through bathroom glass. It's all blurred and you can't quite make it out. You recognise that the kind of blur is a wall of force in front of you. But that's the other side of the podium.
So this is just the theory, and Aldred will go up and inspect the book. Is this like a sign-in sheet to get past the wall of force?
Yeah, okay, so Aldred, do you want to move up towards the to the book for me, please?
Can I search for traps before I do that?
Make an investigation check.
Right. Move aside, map. I need to do some stuff. Investigation.
Yeah.
Don't think I took that, but we'll see. Oh, I did take that. Still gonna roll low though. Oh.
You can't find anything that would indicate a trap.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll walk up to the book and inspect it.
Okay, yeah, you open the book. And it's full of hundreds of names. Each of them are written in a different hand. The last four names are Ander Stormwind, Karamarsk, Shavara Fezim, Tordek Frostbeard. There's a neat line drawn through Tordek Frostbeard and Karamarsk.
That's ominous. But if I were to hazard a guess, I'd say this allows us to pass the wall of force.
Is this a liability waiver?
Yeah, it's like the front 50 pages are some kind of like incredibly complicated kind of removal of liability.
If you cross out a name, do you hear someone scream?
you can try it.
Well, wait for Aldred to write his name in and then cross it out and see what happens, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I discerned that there was no traps up to the wall of Forestone, I guess, because that's as far as I could reliably see.
I can have while you're faffing about looking at a book, I'll look down the alley above and use my eye for detail new skill. So I can spot a hidden creature or object
And where you're looking, sorry?
down the alley past the book.
You can't really see much past the wall of force because it kind of is just like smoked glass, bathroom glass, but you don't see anything. Did you have to make a perception check for that, by the way?
Yeah, but I'll wait till it's listed.
Mm-hmm. Okay, what are you doing, Aldred?
I will. I'll go and just inspect the wall of force. Presumably, I can't get through it.
Bonk.
Yeah, I figured as much. So I'll open the book and write my name in, I guess.
Okay. Which name are you writing in there?
Just Aldred Eltorchul.
Okay. Yep, that happens.
Okay, and then I go up to the wall of force
And you walk through. So you would move to so the wall of force is just the square in front of you, and you step straight through it without issue.
Oh, okay.
We walk up to the book and rub his name out.
Aldred, you take 100 hit points of damage.
No, I'll follow him. I'll do the same.
Okay, you write your name in.
Yep.
You walk through the wall of force. So now that's actually a wall, so you have to be next.
I can't see. Did you move me?
Yeah, that's fine.
Walk through the wall and the wall of force.
Whoa,
I've got a wall. I've got something appeared. I've got something.
Yeah, someone
nice.
Yeah, so I just made clear that those were walls.
Something bad happened. I've lost. I zoomed out and I've lost it. Continue though. Continue. You guys do some things, and I'll see if I can find the map again. Oh, they're just grey lines now. There's just grey lines, like you said.
Oh no, I insist after you.
Oh, there we go.
I think it's just if you zoom so far, maybe.
Yeah. I think that might be the issue. Yeah, so you guys coming through?
I would insist that Fenn come through.
Right, well, Fenn will just write his first name and see if that's enough.
I only wrote Ignatius and got through.
Okay, I'll write Fenn.
Yep, you get through.
I will write a fake name.
Okay. Bonk.
We all look back and be like, your name isn't Ode?
No, what he does is actually write his actual name.
Okay.
None of you know. And we'll never know.
Until we come out and have a ring.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So what are you doing, guys?
Now I want to look down the alley beyond.
Okay, make me a perception roll. So what is this ability called, sorry?
It is...
And whereabouts can I find it?
It's in Xanathar's on the Inquisitive Road. It is eye for detail.
Okay, it's going to be bullshit, isn't it? I can tell by the fact that one, I don't know what it is, and two, you're pointing me to source books in the Inquisitor.
Make a wisdom perception check to spot a hidden creature or object, or to make an intelligence investigation check to uncover or decipher clues. So I'm going to do a perception to see if there's anything hidden. Object.
R comes after M, but before S. I'm pretty sure I did some kind of like podcast covering all of these things. You think I know? You think I know, wouldn't you? Eye for detail. Starting at 3rd level, you can use a bonus action to make a wisdom perception check to spot a hidden creature or object, or to make an intelligence investigation to uncover or decipher clues. Well, that's bullshit.
So I'll just do a perception for the object.
Yep, okay. there are no hidden creatures or objects.
Yeah.
Those of you that have walked through the wall of force can see that the alleyway splits into two directions, one going west, one going east.
Okay, I'll continue to investigate the traps as I move forward.
Okay, make me an investigation roll.
Oh,
No, it's like a perception roll, isn't it? I think to spot traps, actually.
okay. I'm worse at them.
Yeah. So the and there's a brightly coloured mural on the north wall of the intersection. And it depicts numerous adventurers falling victim to every conceivable form of trap. And there's some scything blades, some spiked pits, some collapsing roofs, some jets of fire, poison gas, and more. And there's one that looks like a propeller spinning, with people trying to jump through it.
Oh. I mean,
three chests and a werecat.
There are 3 chests and a werecat. The werecat has a chest as well.
Will Varge's description of the unicorn make me familiar enough with it to bother to make it worth casting locate object?
Not really.
how many unicorn objects will there be here? It's you could just describe it as a unicorn statue, and that would point you towards the nearest unicorn statue.
Detect object.
Just say, alternatively, you can use the spell to locate the nearest object of a particular kind, such as a kind of apparel, jewelry, furniture, tool, or weapon. So could I use it to locate the nearest kind of statue that's shaped like a unicorn?
What's it called again? Detect object? No, it's not. It's locate object. Locate object. If you want to use the spell slot, then yeah, go for it.
Go on, then.
Locate object. Describe or name an object that is familiar to you.
Or
Yeah, then it's the alternative.
So the spell can look at the nearest object of a particular kind, such a kind of apparel. No, so it'll find the nearest object, so statue.
alright.
I can't locate an object to any thickness of lead. Oh, yeah, of course, I forgot about that. Yeah, okay.
Leave it from more deep in this place.
Yeah, I'm thinking second level spell slot burnt on a random statue next to it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, what you don't know is that Fenn carries a statue around with him all the time. It's just,
Why can't we see it?
it's a misspelled statue of limitations. Okay, as you get closer to the mural, you see that on top of that there's the word silver is painted above an arrow pointing to the east, which is right, and there is gold is pointed on an arrow pointing to the west.
What colour was this unicorn again?
White.
Okay, so that doesn't help us.
This place is designed to trap, isn't it?
Yeah.
People come here looking for prizes and treasures. So would not gold point towards more danger than silver?
But
Yeah,
gold would
but-
attract the greedy, I'd assume.
That's what I was thinking.
Would the statue not be in with some sort of treasure hoard?
True. But is it not just... Well, we don't know that this doesn't all lead to the same location, and it's merely the route that's dangerous.
Okay. Or it's a double bluff, and this wizard's messing with us already.
So much self-doubt.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm getting more map. It's slowly appearing.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's because I'm slowly revealing it.
I'm fine to follow your lead, Ignis.
Ignatius.
Ignatius.
Iggy's fine. It's easier. It's like Sigismund all over again.
Yeah.
Let's go to the left.
Okay. Do you wanna move yourself?
I'm going to keep
I'll
searching for
be
traps
keeping
where
an eye
relevant.
Yeah, I'll keep an eye out to see if I can see anything as I'm going. I'm going slowly.
Can make me a perception check. Fenn, as you get closer to the mural with your particular kind of like keen eyes, you see that the mural actually does depict you guys in various points getting mutilated by various grisly traps.
Oh no!
Nice.
I'll point out, but hey, this is
11.
you.
Oh look, Aldred, you're getting turned over into that scythe.
Is there anything on the mural that looks worth anything? Like,
Make a perception roll.
Is that rolled?
Yeah, that rolled. Not that you notice. So as you kind of get to the corner, you can see that the corridor stretches down. Each of these squares is about 5 foot, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. About 45 feet there are a set of steps that lead up to a door. There's a door on your right hand side, and then there's another corridor that goes further off to the left.
I'll make my way up to the door on the right hand side then.
Okay.
Near it.
Making my way downtown.
You will have to call out if you actually want to do anything particular, like search for traps or anything like that. I'm not assuming that anybody's, unless you tell me.
Every
Every
stretch,
step is like searching for traps.
Okay.
Every stretch of hallway, I'm looking for traps.
Okay, then I need you to roll every 5 foot step.
You need to
This is going to really slow us down.
I'm just
looking in
doing
his
I'm doing
barrel.
it for every corridor.
Terrible.
Oh, I got a good roll, so yeah.
I don't notice anything in particular. Yeah, there's just kind of there's some salted meat.
Researching everything now. Okay, so now that I'll walk up to here.
I will take the salted meat.
Yeah, okay.
I'll check the door. I want to listen at the door on the right hand side.
Perception roll for me, please. So this door is made of ivory coated iron, and it's carved with the figures of carnivorous animals such as lions, tigers and wolves eating their prey.
Unicorns?
No unicorns,
16.
either as prey or carnivorous animals. So can you move yourselves to where you're going to go for me,
I
please?
feel like we're the prey in this instance.
Well, we can distract them with salted meat.
That's the
I
door
can't
there
see
for
the
you.
door. You'll have to tell me if I'm anywhere near it.
Look, I'll put you on the door. There you go.
So.
Well, I will pick up the salted meat.
Okay.
So did I hear
Go with the
anything from
meat
behind the
too.
door?
No, you didn't hear anything within.
I'll check to see if I can see if it's trapped anywhere.
So perception check. In fact, I'm going to start rolling your perception checks, I think.
I was just going to say, should we be dropping them in the dice tower so that we can
Yeah,
see?
please, yeah.
Because we're actually getting information where we're like, maybe I'm going to do that because I rolled a 2.
Can you move the dice though? Oh, you can, yeah.
Oh, can we move the dice tower?
You can unlock it.
Oh, let's grab that then. It's in the bottom right of the screen normally, so let's just grab
Next to
that.
tokens.
Oh yeah, so right click to unlock it and then we'll take it over. I'm going to put it
So you don't see anything that would indicate a trap.
Sorry, where's the dice tower? So
It looks like a little tower.
with a dragon around it going rar.
On the bottom right hand side.
Ah,
So
I
unlock
thought that
that.
was just background.
Yeah, I
No,
did.
no, it's for throwing your dice down, so that only Paul can see.
Oh, that's cool. I'll see if the door opens.
It does not. It looks like it's locked.
I'll get out my lockpick.
Okay, you get out your lockpicks.
I will step back from the door then.
I get a. How do I even do a lockpicking? I get a +4.
It'll just be.
So it's a dex check with your +4.
2. Oh, is it not +2? Oh, did you take expertise in it?
Yeah. So I've got. So how do I add the extra 2? Do I just click +2 twice and click a d20?
Yeah.
No, because I would unclick the +2.
Oh, it would, yeah.
So can you not use Can you not?
Can we just say to Paul, add +4 to this? And then
Yeah,
you can tell us
yeah.
if we pass.
Add an extra +2.
Yeah, so just, well, yeah. Whatever.
I'll just roll a d20 and add +4 to it.
So 22. So you get down there. It clicks open.
Hey.
So you go in.
I'll wink at everyone and push it open.
It opens. It opens out into a very small room. So don't do anything until I've described the room, please, guys.
Or you will die.
So the stone walls of this room have been whitewashed, and they're painted with images of treasure chests of varying sizes. The pictured chests are all open, revealing rows of sharp teeth. Inscribed on the west wall are the words, "This tool with." And down toward the bottom side that you can see there's a reinforced wooden chest sitting against the southern wall. The lid is closed, but it appears to have no lock.
This tool with.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's part of a clue that will make more sense later. Is it a mimic? Can I make a check for that?
They're indistinguishable from objects, so check away, boys.
I mean, if you attack it, they won't be.
Does it class as a hidden
I was going to say, yeah, can you read this?
It is in very plain sight.
I mean, a chest isn't going to suffer too badly from cold damage, so can I cast frostbite on it?
Don't make a ranged attack that.
It's actually a save, so
It'd have to jump out the way.
it's a con save. It's a con save.
Okay, so you cast it at it, and it gets covered in frost.
Okay. I am now convinced that's not a mimic.
Or it's just frozen solid.
Oh well, I can heat it up if you like. I can cast a few firebolts. That would probably burn it to the ground. So let's go in and have a look at this chest. Can someone open the chest?
Happy, I guess.
So can everybody position themselves where they want to go? So who's moving in first? So is everybody going in the room, or?
I'll go first because I unlocked the door, but I'm looking at the things on the wall.
Right, so Ignatius, you can't stand on Fenn like that, yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Okay, yeah.
I'm keeping an eye out the door.
Yep, okay.
Okay. Fenn, I assume you're the one with expertise in this.
It wasn't locked, was it?
There's no lock.
I'll open it.
So hold on, stop. So who's going towards the chest?
I'll walk towards the chest.
Okay. As soon as you step to the chest, the ceiling just drops down on you. Let's have some initiative rolls.
Oh, jeez.
Oh dear.
Oh, that's bad.
You two, please, Ode.
9.
That's what we need to call.
Oh, it's a mimic, and it's healthy.
Yes, so the whole ceiling is a mimic, and it kind of just drops onto you.
The whole ceiling is a mimic.
Yep, the whole ceiling is a mimic. So Aldred, Fenn, and Ignatius, you're covered in this kind of like leathery, skinny thing.
Nice.
Oh, that's not good.
The ceiling of smothering.
Yeah.
Fleshy ceiling. Ugh.
And you are all now grappled. Because anything that it touches adheres to it.
Right.
So you're grappled, you are grappled, and you are grappled, Fenn.
Is the door still open then, yeah?
Yeah, the door's still open. Well, you can't really see because you're covered in mimic. Okay, and what it does is it is going to Oh, who's it likely to eat first? I think it's going to eat Ignatius first because you were closest to the treasure.
They saw us coming making this like module, didn't they? They're gonna think that.
It's gonna bite you, I think. Bite Ignatius with advantage because you're grappled.
A grapple doesn't give advantage.
It does to the mimic.
Oh, okay.
Okay, it tries to bite at you, but you're kind of fighting it off and banging it away with what I assume is your shield. Okay. So it's mimic. Okay, Fenn.
I'm going to try to stab away at it while it...
Does he have an ally adjacent to him?
Yes!
Yeah, he does, yeah.
Do I just make an attack roll then?
Yeah.
No, that's damage. What?
You're kind of like covered in the darkness of the ceiling. You're not especially surprised given the kind of like setup to this.
Ah.
Do we get advantage on it because it's stuck to us?
No. Nope, it's a special quality of the mimic.
Yeah, I figured.
Okay, anything else?
Can I attempt to move, or is that like...
Your speed is 0 because you're grappled.
Okay. Yeah then.
Oh, isn't this a fun pickle? And I've got no chance of seeing out that door, you know?
You can try to like lift it up like it's like a really heavy carpet.
Yeah.
What? Just kill it.
Yeah. See, because I'm worried about it killing me in one hit.
I've got healing spells with me.
Yeah, I suppose I would just panic and attack it. Let's go for a firebolt first then. And this is easiest on the initiative tracker if I remember correctly.
Combat.
Sorry. Oh yeah, that's what it is, yeah. Casting, might use a lucky, so don't... Wait, how are we going to do this? Because it automatically tells you the result, doesn't it?
Just hit it.
Yeah, I'm going to use a lucky if I roll below a 10. Well, I did stipulate below, so 15, I've got to stick with it, do I? Yeah, okay. And damage, probably going to be low.
One.
You've panicked. What's going on? You kind of all feel a slight bit warmer, like somebody struck a match next to you.
Well, I didn't expect this to happen.
Anything else?
That's all I can do.
Yeah, okay. Oh, you see the ceiling just collapsed on these things and it's like draped around them, this thick leathery carpet style.
I'll stick my head in. I'm like, very fine, motherfucker.
You'll hit us though! I suppose it won't make a difference, will it?
Shouldn't do.
Well, it already gets advantage from pinging us.
Yeah.
It made the save somehow, even though it's the entire room.
God.
No, it just resisted the magical energies, clearly. So does anything happen on a fail?
If it fails, I grant advantage for it.
No.
It passed.
It failed.
Yeah, it failed.
It needed to roll 13.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh yeah!
Yeah, we always read these things wrong. Yep, okay, so everybody gets advantage on it.
And can you do anything else?
Not at this moment in time.
I like it. So the whole room is just glowing. What colour would you like it to glow?
Black.
Black. It glows black. So a non-black colour as a preference. Those black fairies.
Navy blue,
green
so
flame,
dark.
Green
But it's
flame.
Blue, green or violet?
Green flame.
Green flame. It glows with green flame. It's shedding dim light. Can't benefit from being invisible. Yep. Okay. Cool. Anything else?
I'll move the players on.
I've just moved it on. Ignatius.
Right. I've got advantage on this, haven't I?
Yep.
I'm just going to hit it.
Feels legit.
Warhammer.
I'm gonna warhammer it until it dies of it.
How do I attack?
So
So for this case, just click click advantage, and then you go to your actions, and at the top of there should be your weapon actions.
Yep. And then just drag that dice into the dice tower, yeah?
no, drag it so that it goes across either the mimic on the combat tracker or the mimic icon on the map. That hits.
Nice.
Cool.
You hear Ignatius go, "This creature needs to die."
And how do I do my damage then?
Pretty much the same.
So
I'll
damage.
just grab my dice from the bottom, so it's like 1d8.
No.
from
So
the
if
Yeah, I see.
beside the weapon should be
Yeah,
the
I've got
damage. Just click and drag the damage and drop it on the creature.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Great.
Oh,
You smash into it. It does not look as if it's damaged. Anything else?
Like it took no damage from that.
No, it took damage, but it's not like masses.
Okay.
no, I think that'll be it for the minute.
Yep, okay, cool. So the mimic is not at all impressed by this. Let's think now. It's an adhesive thing. Yeah, he's going to bite. And now we think he's going to continue to bite Ignatius, because that's where he was at and who did most damage to him.
Oh.
And it hits you.
For an unnatural 20.
Ow. It does 15 damage, some of which is acid. You feel like the teeth can bite into you, and then you feel the burning sensation of acid melting into your skin through your chain, through the links of your chainmail.
Ow. That hurt.
Yeah. Fenn, you hear Ignatius scream.
Advantage.
I'm not screaming at that, I'm just grunted. Grunted slightly. I'm not a screamer.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Angry,
Yeah.
Very angry.
You hear Ignatius grunt.
I'm gonna have to just swing at it. Why am my advantage button working?
Oh yeah, I disabled it for you. I decided that, you know. I didn't think that you needed that.
I'm just gonna swing at it with my cutlass.
With advantage.
Advantage. Hey!
You slice into it.
Reasonable.
And I get my sneak attack damage.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
You hear Fenn's cutlass into it. Anything else?
I'll just shout expletives in Orcish at it.
Let's hear some expletives in Orcish.
There we go.
Nice.
Yeah. I was going to say something like this. Everybody else, you'll need to watch this, watch the stream or the video to see what I said. Aldred.
Aldred is just gonna. Alright, so this clearly isn't any good. So I'm gonna try and like lift my leg and arm just to see a sliver of the hallway.
Yep.
And I'm gonna Misty Step.
Okay.
Bitch!
What is it so bitch for?
I gave you advantage to hit the thing.
Do you know, I just realised, and I can still do it. This is a bonus action. I can still attack.
Oh, you can't cast spells though, can you? Oh no, one's cantrip. Yeah, so you can.
Yeah, I can still do a cantrip. Also, I realised that I should have been rolling at disadvantage because that's a ranged spell of mine.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, forgot about that. I'll Misty Step 2. I guess that there makes sense.
Yep. Okay.
Still got my movement. Use half my movement to stand up, and then I'm gonna firebolt into it.
Yeah. Okay.
With advantage because I'm actually at a distance now.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Although that did cost a really tasty spell slot, which I'm not happy about. Where am I? Actions. Oh, well, that's got to be with advantage.
Oh.
Ah, I was one with that 20. And then just damage.
Okay. Anything else, Aldred?
No, that's the sum of it.
I need to remove your grapple condition.
I mean, this is exactly the situation I took Misty Step for.
Okay.
Running away.
Ode.
I'm going to move in.
Okay.
I mean, you can attack. You can attack it from there, can't you?
Yeah. So it covers the whole of that room.
Oh, right, okay, then in which case I'll attack it from the doorway.
Yeah. That makes more sense. Yeah.
Yeah. Just to check, those who are other spellcasters, fairy fire, does it last until the end of my turn?
Does it not last for a while? Is it not like?
Yeah, I thought it
No,
lasted.
that's right, it is. It does last for
like a
a
minute duration.
Yeah.
Lasts for about a minute, so I do have an advantage on.
Yeah.
As long as you don't cast another concentration, I believe.
I am going to make an attack, but I'm also going to.
It's a minute.
Yeah, con up to a minute.
Yeah, I'm going to effectively use my psychic blades.
Okay.
When you hit a creature with a weapon attack, you can expend one of your bardic inspirations to deal an extra 2d6.
Very nice.
Nice.
Yeah, I thought it was
Pretty
fun.
easy.
You record your whispers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, so he is evil then.
Psychic blades.
Oh, you didn't do that with advantage. What if you got a crit?
Not roll again.
Can he?
I'll take the 18.
Okay.
For that. Right. Okay. Damage. Oh.
We're only dead.
So, Paul, when you uninstalled the maximum damage roll for you, did you install a minimum damage roll for us?
Yeah. Sorry about that, guys. It's one or the other. You can pick which one you like.
86 psychic damage.
So it did 8. Okay, so I'll just up its wounds. Okay, it is quite heavily damaged now. Anything else?
No.
Okay, cool. Iggy.
Get your revenge.
Yeah, I'll just clobber it again. Or shall I smite it as well?
You can smite.
I can apply a spell called Searing Smite.
Ah. I suppose it wouldn't be a bad shout considering you've got the same spell slots as me. I mean, it wouldn't be a huge waste, would it?
First level spell?
Yeah, that's not a huge waste. You got 4 of them.
It basically gives me a 1d6 fire damage to it, and then it be on fire.
You've got to hit those, the only
Make
thing.
a
But you've got
contact.
advantage, so hopefully.
Yeah, you might as well use it where you got advantage.
Well, I cast it. Basically, I cast it on myself. It lasts for a minute, and the next time I hit, it applies that.
Yeah.
So do I click the cast button then I take?
Oh yeah, how do these work on Fantasy Grounds?
Right. I presume. Well, I've got a cast and attack, so I'm assuming it's the cast.
I imagine you would just take off the spell slot and apply the damage later when you hit, because cast is actually to attack on a target with a cast.
But I've got a cast button and I've got an attack button.
Does the cast button have a d20 on it though?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's I think those are to cast.
So I think that you need to mark. So I would say that you mark off a spell slot so that you've used it, and then you probably want to set up some kind of like hotkey or something to say that you're doing a d6 additional fire damage.
Yeah,
It'll be there in the damage. It'll have like a.
There is a
symbol you
damage
can
at the
throw.
bottom.
Yeah, that'll add the extra damage.
Right, so say I've cast it then.
Okay.
I'll roll now for my attack with my weapon.
Advantage.
Yep, I'll click that. Oh, I've clicked the drop the damage. Stupidly.
Okay, I'll just set it back. Don't worry.
Yep. Let's try it again.
You hit Fenn. You didn't hit.
Whoops.
Well, just re-roll.
Yeah. Right, so it's definitely showing mimic on my screen.
You didn't do it with advantage that time.
Oh well, whatever. I'll just take the hit.
Okay.
Now I'll give it its damage, and then I'll do 1d6 fire damage to it as well.
Yeah.
Got advantage.
Nice.
Nice.
And then if you just click and drag the damage from the spell, that should do the trick and drop it on the monster.
So it's on fire. So it covers the whole of the room. So it's on fire, which kind of means that you're all on fire too.
Not over top of it. We're underneath.
Oh, why did he hit the top of it? He hit the underneath. The fire spreads out.
Yeah, there's no air underneath here though. it's burning through it.
I mean, how out of context are we allowed to take these spells then? Because I've got some things I'm thinking of doing with Maximilian's drafts, but we're going to work outside of the description of the spell.
Well, what do you mean by outside the description of the spell?
I mean, it doesn't say that it affects adjacent or grappled targets in that when they're burning.
Ordinarily, I take a fairly literal. Well, no, but it's on fire, so you'll suffer fire damage as if you were on fire. So it's not about the spell; it's about the fact that this object's on fire, and this object is smothering these guys.
Okay.
So it's a consequence of the environment.
As long as I can apply that same logic to some of my spells.
Yeah, if you set other things on fire that are next to other people, then they'll go on fire.
Yeah, I wouldn't have been thinking. I'd have just been mad.
Yeah. Okay. So anything else?
No, that's me done.
Okay, it really doesn't like you.
Wait, does the mimic take this fire damage at the start of its turn or the end of its turn? Then?
At the start of each of its turns, it makes a Constitution save, which is just that.
Constitution as well, don't they?
Fails that.
Oh!
So it takes
D6 fire damage.
yeah d6 fire damage. So it's
I'll
gonna
drop that on it again.
yeah drop it on it. That'll be the easiest way to do it. Yeah, it's really not happy with you. It's gonna have a go at you, Ignatius. Oh no, swing and a miss. And okay, Fenn.
Do we still have advantage?
Yeah, you still have advantage. Can you make me a con save, please? Ooh, okay. You take 5 points of damage.
Oh, it's spontaneously combusted.
Yes! Spontaneously! Completely out of my
It's a
control!
fire mimic.
Yeah, to be fair, I can't see him setting fire to it. So.
It's a fire mimic.
Ah, even on a
You
bit.
missed with advantage!
Oh,
Yeah, because you're on fire. Aldred.
Oh, Jesus, right, okay. I mean, you stoke fire with more fire, right? So.
Yeah, burn the oxygen out of the room. And then do some raking.
Oh no!
oh, you missed as well.
And you're not on fire.
Oh dear.
Yeah, so you clearly don't know what's on fire, so you just fire at the fire. And you hit the fire, but the fire's not the fire mimic. Anything else?
No, that was the extent of what I'm going to do.
Okay, Ode.
I will cast Dissonant Whispers.
Okay.
Dropping some tasty spells.
Yeah.
Wisdom save, is it?
It is
A triple wisdom save! You got no chance of passing this.
Seriously.
Oh my goodness.
I don't know how that happened.
You got two.
Save is half on save, isn't it?
Should you not just be dropping the save?
Yeah, just can you drop it on the mimic?
Save on the mimic.
Drop it on the mimic.
Yeah. I don't know how that happened. I don't know.
Just drop it on the mimic.
Just make it happen the right way.
I've had it happen the right way.
What are you doing?
That happened the wrong way.
Just you go down to the spell. You click on and drag the save d20 and drop it on the mimic.
I dragged the d20.
Are you dragging the cast or the save?
I'm dragging the save.
You sure? And dropping it on the mimic.
I dropped it on the mimic.
The mimic didn't do a
Try
save.
it one more time. Try it one more time.
Okay.
That's it.
That's it.
So it fails.
It fails, yeah. And now do the damage. And can you deduct that for?
I'm glad you did that again.
How are we going to find out?
What?
We definitely know.
What did you
Odin-
whisper to it today?
Clearly, O goes up to the fire mimic and just starts. Nobody can quite make out what he does. He goes and just collapses. You guys manage to stamp out the fire.
That's scary. You killed this thing by whispering at it.
So that means I think Ode, you're the fire whisperer, the fire mimic whisperer.
I whispered to the two numbskulls, "Who the fuck do you think I am?" It could have been so much worse.
Okay. So you loot the chest, and you get 24 gold,
Woo, totally worth it.
267 silver.
Are you adding that to the party?
In fact, hold on a minute. What I'll do is I'll do it as a parcel.
Yeah. Oh, while you're at it, can you deduct 5? Just so that it all evens out.
Deduct the what? Sorry.
Deduct the 12.5. We couldn't figure out how to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna have to call it a night because it's 10 to 11.
Yep.
Can we heal first?
No, I'll leave it as it is, and that way then I know where we're at. Hold on a minute. What am I after? I am after this. That treasure.
So was this one of the? This was one of the traps that was depicted at the start, wasn't it? The ceiling collapsing.
Oh, we should have looked at that more closely.
Yeah. Do you want to go back and look at it and make notes?
Yeah.
Yeah. This was definitely one of the traps. I mean, now at least we know no more ceilings should theoretically collapse on us.
True. Yeah, identify them by activating.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming the ice around the chest has melted because of the fire as well.
How do you have you added the coins onto the party?
Yeah, no, I can't quite remember how I did it last time.
Oh, you can do a watch and a marching order on the party sheet as well.
Yeah.
Should probably do that, huh?
Yeah, I definitely think I'm glad I've brought some healing spells with me.
We have a potion of healing as well in that.
We have 2 potions of healing because one of them's on.
Oh, how do you take that then?
I have no idea.
Do I just drag it to myself, do you reckon? Oh,
Maybe.
I'm going to attempt it.
Something to look up for next time. Although I'd hold off on the healing potions because they're mine and Fenn's only way to get the 2 healers back up was the rationale.
Nah, that's true.
Good point.
Although we do have 2 healers now, so it's not so bad, but still. Just...
You're assuming I would rescue you.
Who, me? No, I'm talking about the healers.
Okay, I can't remember how to add that on there, if I'm entirely honest. So I'll do that in downtime. Okay. Okay, so we're going to leave it there. Is that okay with everybody?
Yeah.
Nice cliffhanger.
Yeah. After you just post cliffhanger, and I'll sort out the treasure and XP ahead of next session as well. So let me now do this.
When does Firebolt level up? Because I wanted to.
Yeah. Okay.
Level 5.
So, thank you for watching. I think our only viewer is currently playing. But anyway. Thank you for watching. If you're on YouTube, you can get more content on our YouTube channel, mostly off topic, on our Facebook, mostly off topic, on our website, mostly off topic. You can contact us at mostly off topic on Twitter, mostly off topic at gmail.com. And when are we playing again? So today's the 11th, so it would be Christmas Day.
Yeah, it's fine.
Are you playing on Christmas Day?
I don't think so. Which means that it would be 25th, then becomes...
Oh, actually, another thing before we've got to remember this next session. See, when we go back to look at the wall, was it Ignatius's person that was under the collapsing ceiling when we go back around there?
Oh, but that's the thing. If you look at the future, doesn't it automatically change?
Yeah.
It's Schrodinger's mural.
I'm wondering if these are magically set, and then like the person who triggers them triggers their specific trap.
Okay.
It's some divination magic, doesn't it?
Do we say 8th of January then?
Yeah, it looks like we're looking at Tuesday the 8th of... No, because that puts us out of sequence. Actually, hold on a minute. 25th? 25th?
Then 1st, then 8th.
Then 1st, then 8th. Yeah, so the 8th of January. Yeah, that's right. Yep. Unless we could try and get a game in on one of the days between New Year's Eve and Christmas. In the evening?
New Year's Eve and
I'd be up
Christmas.
for that.
8th of January is between New Year's Eve and Christmas.
No, the other way around. Depends which way you're looking at it. Something like... let me think now. The 28th is possibly... 28th will be a Circuzar game, actually. No, 28th wouldn't be, because that's the off week. So we could try the 28th. When are you back from holiday, Josh?
I think the 27th? I think the 28th evening will be fine.
Yeah, 28th evening. Okay. 28th.
We'll have to book the tour then. Tour will be the 28th.
Yeah, it will be actually, won't it? Let's tentatively say the 28th, because I don't know what Matt's like.
Yeah,
It can be a bit tricksy over Christmas, I know, because he has family and whatnot. The Circuzar game we've got the 19th, and then it would be the 21st, 28th, it would be the Friday the 9th of January.
Okay, I'm sure you'll let me know in advance as and when anyway.
Maybe. So anyway, thank you very much for watching. Anything to say, guys?
We're not rolling very well.
Well, you can either have the people roll it high against you, or you can roll low against them. Say, Ig.
Just remember to look up.
Yeah.
When we're checking for shit, look up.
I mean,
If you're crawling up through the toilet, that's a good idea. Checking for shit.
We're all going to fall into pit traps now, out because I'll look it up. Yeah.
Right, you look up, I'll look down. What could possibly go wrong?
Look sideways.
Okay, cool. I need to go and sort the stuff out. So this will get released on YouTube probably sometime later this week. But there we have it. Okay, cool. Thank you very much for watching.